Welcome to Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, the #1 podcast and resource for Black entrepreneurs. I'm your host, Jay Jones, and Black Entrepreneur Blueprint was created specifically to educate and inspire Black entrepreneurs to launch, build, and grow successful, sustainable businesses. Join us as we help build an economic power base in the worldwide Black community by building and supporting Black-owned businesses. If you're currently an entrepreneur or want to be an entrepreneur, you're invited to join us each and every week here at Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Welcome to the BEB family and get ready to elevate your entrepreneur IQ. Welcome to the Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, episode number 422. I'm your host, Jay Jones, and today we have another outstanding and informative show in store for you. Today's show topic is, if you don't have a marketing budget, you don't need to be in business. If you don't have a marketing budget, you don't need to be in business. Now, many entrepreneurs invest in their product or service, but neglect to invest in marketing. So if you don't have a marketing budget, you'll probably not be able to build a sustainable business. So we're going to dig into that today, and we're going to talk about why and how to create a marketing budget and tips to consistently generate new customers. Now, before we get to today's show, I just want to share a few things with the BEB family. First and foremost, I want to welcome all first-time listeners to Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Welcome to the BEB family. Please stick around until the end of today's broadcast, and I'm going to share all my social media contact information and resource links, such as the link to my new book, A New Black Wall Street, Circulating the Black Dollar Worldwide by Building Successful E-Commerce Businesses. Also, 2 platforms I've created to help circulate those dollars, BeSmartByBlack.com and HireBlackFreelancers.com. Now, I do want to give you an update. We're still in the process of changing over the platforms. So if you go to either one of those accounts, if you're interested in being listed on either one of the accounts, just leave your name and email and we'll alert you when they're ready to go. And they should be ready to go very shortly. Also, don't forget to go to BEBacademy.com and get 3 days free access to our online learning portal. And last but not least, guys, make sure you sign up for the newsletter, because all of the content that's on the show, the links and everything I talk about is in the newsletter. So go to blackentrepreneurBlueprint.com, and at the bottom of every page, you'll see either sign up or join now. And that's our newsletter. It's free. It comes out every Monday and Thursday morning, and it has all of the show notes to the latest episode. So if you're driving in the car, you're exercising, you're jogging or whatever, and can't write down the stuff, make sure you sign up for the newsletter. And finally, I want to invite you guys to join into my new program that deals with copywriting. So the first thing that you need to do to generate new customers, guys, is you have to understand the formula to be able to get them to convert from a prospect into a customer. And like I always say, no leads, no sales equals no business. And so you have to understand the formula to be able to make that conversion. And what that conversion does, obviously, is it generates revenue. So I have a new program. If you go to BEBcopywritingformula.com, BEB, like Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, copywritingformula.com. And what it's going to teach you, you're going to learn to systematically create ad copy that converts prospects into paying customers. Now, there's a system to writing ad copy, and if you don't know it, you're going to have to either pay somebody to do it, or you're going to be running ads and not being successful and not converting. So why not learn the skill set yourself? And now anything that you try to market, you'll understand that formula. In addition to that, what's going to happen is you can actually make money with that skill set by helping other entrepreneurs write copy that sells. Now, what you're going to learn is you're going to learn how to create a winning headline. And I've actually created an ebook for that. Also, the components of a winning direct response ad copy. There's certain components in a formula that you need to know to be successful, how to put it all together and create a money-making ad you can use anywhere. And I'm actually going to give you a sample direct response ad and a template that you can plug in for any product or service that you sell. And it's a no-brainer, guys. It's only $37. Go to BEBcopywritingformula.com, BEBcopywritingformula.com, $37 investment. I promise you guys, it is a no-brainer investment BEBcopywritingformula.com. It's only $37. So my question to you is, why wouldn't you want to learn this skill set? So anybody that's in business understands that they need leads and they need to convert those leads into sales. And that's exactly what BEBcopywritingformula.com will do for you. So make sure you check it out. It's a great program and it's only a $37 investment, which is a no-brainer. BEBcopywritingformula.com. Now, let's get ready for today's show. Today's topic, guys, is if you don't have a marketing budget, you don't need to be in business. Now, as a serial entrepreneur and business coach for over 20 plus years, I've probably seen it all and heard it all. But something that really amazes me and actually bothers me is that many entrepreneurs don't have money allocated for marketing. So you're so focused on your product or service or your craft and doing your job, you're not marketing. And I've seen this time after time after time. So what we're going to discuss today, guys, is why and how to create a marketing budget and tips to consistently generate new customers. First, though, I want to start by defining the difference between marketing and advertising. A lot of times people get those words mixed up and they think they mean the same thing. So the definition of marketing is the action or business of promoting and selling products or services, including market research and advertising. Definition of marketing is the action or business of promoting and selling products or services, including market research and advertising. So advertising is a component of marketing. So let's talk about the definition of advertising. Advertising is the exercise of promoting a company and its products or services through various channels. In other words, advertising is a component of marketing. So advertising is the exercise of promoting a company and its products or services through various channels. So let's start off, guys, and talk about why you need a marketing budget. And these are in no particular order, but these are some of the reasons why you need a marketing budget. Number one, you want to build your database. And you guys know I drill that into you all the time. Your database is the biggest asset of any business. So you want to build your database. So now once you created that database, now guess what? When you want to reach out and market to people, you actually own the media. It's the cheapest form of exposure because it's free. So there's owned media, earned media, and paid media. Owned media is media that you own. So email addresses. And I'm not talking about social media followers because once again, you have to be able to control your media. You can get shut down from Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, or whatever. So when I talk about owned media, you're talking about things that nobody can take away. A podcast. Nobody can stop you from podcasting to your listeners. An email automation. Nobody can stop you from sending email. Videos. I'm not talking about YouTube because you can get shut down there too. But any way you can communicate with your audience that you own. So when why you need a marketing budget is you want to build your database. And I'll use the example of Borders and Barnes and Nobles. Once again, when Borders bookstore went out of business, Barnes and Nobles didn't buy the bookstores. They didn't buy the inventory. They actually purchased their database from bankruptcy. Because why is that so important? Because those are customers that purchase exactly the same thing that they sell. So why do you need a marketing budget? You need a marketing budget to build your database. Number two, you need to generate more leads. And that coincides with building a database. So if you have a landing page and you have a lead magnet, okay, you're giving away content in exchange for somebody's name and email address. So you want to generate more leads to put in your sales system. All right. Number three, why you need a marketing budget, you want to generate more sales. So those leads or prospects, you're hoping to convert them into sales. Okay, that's why the BEBcopywritingformula.com program I mentioned at the top of the show is so important, because there's a formula and a system to converting prospects into new customers. Okay. The fourth reason why you need a marketing budget, you want to ensure you replace the customers that you lose. So every company has attrition. It doesn't matter. People are coming in and out of your database and in and out of your list. Okay, and you want to be able to scrub that list, and this is something different periodically, so you have the most responsive people on your list. But right now, why do you need a marketing budget? That was number four. Number five, to stay in business and create sustainable income. You want a business and create sustainable income. So you need a marketing budget. Once again, you're going to have attrition. You always need to be filling up your database. Okay. The number one metric I look at every morning is not how much money I made, is how many people have I added to my databases. And I have multiple businesses, multiple brands, and multiple products. But that is the first metric I look at. So you need a marketing budget, number 5, to stay in business and create a sustainable business. Not a fly-by-night business, not something that you happen to get lucky with, but be sustainable. And number 6, if you want to scale, you're going to need to have a marketing budget. So every business should want to be able to scale. Okay, and scaling means increasing your bottom line without spending dollar for dollar on your marketing. So putting a little bit of money in to recoup a lot more money. So these are the reasons why you need a marketing budget. And today we're talking about, if you don't have a marketing budget, you don't need to be in business. You also have to understand that there are different objectives that you have for your marketing campaign. So you need a marketing budget, but you can have different objectives. So each marketing campaign is going to look different based on the goals of and objectives of that campaign. So you can have multiple marketing campaigns running at the same time, and the end goal is to always make a sale, but the initial objectives may be different. For example, you may have a lead generation marketing campaign, okay, where objective is to basically build your database and not necessarily get a sale right then and there, but build your database by giving away some content. All right. An example is using a lead magnet in exchange for somebody's name and email address. Now, once you put them in your database, you're going to start trying to sell to them. Another type of marketing campaign is a sales marketing campaign, where basically your objective is to create a sale. So, for example, creating a sales promotion by discounting prices. So say you have a store and you have a database of customers and you want to create a marketing campaign to your existing customers about a sale that you have on a new product or service. So there are different objectives for your marketing campaigns. And right now we're talking about why you need a marketing campaign. Now let's jump over to the economics of a marketing campaign, or the economics of marketing. And this is still under why you need a marketing campaign. So you need to become a mad scientist. And I say this all the time, guys. You have to understand your marketing and your return on investment for all of your marketing campaigns. So you want to create that marketing arbitrage, basically where you bring in more money than you expend. Now, this is obviously for sales campaigns. If you're doing something like a lead generation marketing campaign and you're not necessarily trying to sell, you may invest more money without bringing that money right back. But there's an economic component around marketing. And the bottom line is, guys, you got to bring in more money than you send out. So here's an example of economics of marketing. So on one of my Flatiron marketing campaigns during the holiday season, I usually spend about $1,000 per day in pay-per-click advertising. And that usually makes me anywhere from $2,700 to $3,000 a day. Okay, so who wouldn't trade $1,000 for $2,700 every day? You can do that all day, every day. The only question is, how many $1,000 can you invest? And so that's the economics of marketing. And so you got to spend money to make money. Yes, there's certain free ways to generate revenues and traffic. But if you really want to scale, you have to understand what your return on investment is. If I put in $1 and I get out $3, then I know if I put in more money, I'm going to get more money out. Now, it doesn't necessarily, the ratio doesn't necessarily hold true. And we're going to talk about that a little later. So now if I put in $10,000, it doesn't mean I'm going to make $27,000. Okay, sometimes there's a peak or a ceiling where now your investment doesn't have the same ROI as it does before. And you have to play with that. And we'll talk about that a little bit later in today's show. Now, we talked about the economics of a marketing campaign, but let's take a look at some examples of marketing campaigns or marketing plans. So you can do an advertising campaign, which via social media, radio, TV, magazines, newspapers, and podcasts. You can do an affiliate marketing campaign where you can create an affiliate program. And these are different types of marketing plans that you can use to help generate revenues and build your business. You also can focus on joint ventures where you create strategic partnerships with people that make sense. So if own a bow tie company and there's another guy with a watch company, you guys can get together and you can put a package together and you can have a joint venture and you can market to each other's customer base. Next, you can do free samples like my hot sauce. So a lot of times if I'm out or whatever, I have these mini bottles, so I'll give my hot sauce out. How many people that go to the mall, they see a lot of these Asian food stores, they'll be out standing around giving you like chicken on a toothpick so you can sample. So that's another form of marketing, the free trial. Also, speaking of free trial, how about software? How many people get a 14-day or 7-day free trial to software? Once again, that is a marketing campaign. You have contests and giveaways. You know, how many people sign up for contests or giveaways? And there's a ton of different ways or examples of marketing campaigns. So what we're talking about today, guys, if you don't have a marketing budget, you don't need to be in business. We're talking about why and how to create a marketing budget. We just talked about why you need a marketing budget. We're going to jump into how to create a marketing budget. And then we're going to end with tips to consistently generate new customers. Now let's talk about how to create a marketing budget. So I understand and I get it, guys, that many times we're working on limited funds when we start our business. But I always use the phrase that you got to feed the beast, meaning that you got to give resources to the things that are making you money. All right. If you're putting money into a marketing campaign and it's making money, you got to keep feeding that campaign or campaigns because that's what's feeding you. You got to feed the beast. All right. So I'm going to give you a couple of steps on how to create a marketing budget. Number one, you want to determine what you can invest in marketing each month, even if it's as little as $100. Trust me, it makes a difference. Number two, figure out the most impactful marketing campaigns that generate the most money. Focus on what's making you money. Number three, allocate resources to the campaigns that are making money and stop spending on campaigns that aren't making money. Now, most businesses have multiple marketing campaigns. Now, that's why you have to monitor your campaigns to see what your return on investment is. So if you're spending money on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, and you realize that Instagram is the one that's making the most money, your better return on investment, stop spending the money on Facebook and TikTok and allocate those resources all to Instagram. So these are the ways to create or steps to create a marketing budget. So if you don't know what your daily marketing budget is going to be, let me give you an example of how I create my marketing budgets for different products and services. And I call this my one sale marketing formula to create a daily marketing budget. Okay. And before I get into that, let me tell you guys, you don't have to spend a lot on marketing per day. It could be as little as $5 a day, $10 a day. You want to test, and test some more until you find out what's converting and what's working. So let me just give you an overview of my one sale marketing formula. So step number one, what's the net profit that I make from selling my product or service? So if you're selling a service like consulting and your fee is $200 per hour, your net profit should be about $200, right? If you're selling a physical product like a t-shirt and the cost of your t-shirt is $5 and you sell it for $25, your net profit is $20, right? Now, if you're selling a digital product like an online course and you're selling it for $97, your profit is $97. So step number one, what is the net profit you make from selling one unit of your product or service? Okay. Step number two, take that net profit you would make from that one sale and allocate that dollar amount to a marketing campaign. Take that net profit you would make from one sale and allocate that dollar amount to a marketing campaign. Remember, all of this, guys, is in the show notes. So make sure you go to blackentrepreneurBlueprint.com and subscribe for the newsletter. It's on the bottom of every page, and you'll have everything I'm talking about. So step two, once again, take the net profit you would make from one sale and allocate that dollar amount to marketing campaigns. So if you're netting $20 from a t-shirt sale, invest $20 per day in marketing. So if you sell just one shirt a day, you've recouped your investment. So with that $20 in marketing or advertising spend, if you sell one t-shirt and you net $20, that's what you've already invested into your marketing campaign. So you're at zero. Now, you don't want to be at zero at the end of the day, right? But that's where we get to step 3. Now, step 3, you want to improve your conversion rate to sell more than one product per day. That's why your conversion rate is so important. So that's why I created BEBcopywritingformula.com to improve your conversion rate. So number 3, improve your conversion rate to sell more than one product per day. Because if you only sell one product per day, that means that you're breaking even and not making a profit. So in the example of the t-shirt that I use, $20 a day marketing investment may produce more than one sale. And that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to increase your conversions, okay? So if the $20 campaign sold 3 shirts, that means you generated $60 in profit for a $20 spend. And once you tweak your marketing campaign where you're making more money, there's only one step left, okay? So you want to be able to make more money than you invested, obviously, on that marketing campaign per day. You're putting $20 in and you're hoping to convert more. So now you can make more than $20 back by selling one product. Step 4, scale your ad spend slowly. Okay, not every campaign is going to will scale dollar for dollar. So you need to gradually up your daily ad spend until you hit a plateau. So if you're selling 3 t-shirts by spending $20, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to sell 15 t-shirts if you increase your ad spend to $100 per day. Okay, it doesn't automatically work like that. It doesn't necessarily scale 1 for 1. So there's always going to be a plateau where you're going to have diminishing returns. But the whole key here is, guys, and I call it my one sale marketing formula, is I'm taking the profits from one sale of my product or service and I'm investing that into my marketing each day. So once again, if you're netting $20 on that t-shirt, you want to take $20 a day. And your first objective is to get one sale to offset that $20 investment. Once you do that, now you want to scale it up to see, hopefully, that $20, it may start out where you get 3 sales for that. But you have to find out first. Now, if you have a product with a high net profit, say you're selling $1,000 training course or something like that, you don't want to start off using $1,000 for a daily budget. Be reasonable. Remember, the objective here, guys, is to start slow and test your marketing campaigns until they're profitable. Then you add more money and scale your business. Okay, as I mentioned earlier, during the holiday season with one of my flat iron brands, I'm investing $1,000 a day in marketing pay-per-click on Amazon and other platforms. And that usually brings me in $2,700 to $3,000 during that Q4, right? But I didn't start out investing $1,000 in my marketing each day. I started out with maybe $50. Then as I saw the conversions go, man, I'm spending $50 and I'm making, $500. I'm like, all right, let me up it. But I slowly upped it to $1,000 a day. So don't come out the box going crazy, all right? So systematically, you have to get your conversion to be profitable first. So you may start out and you may hit something and you invest $10 a day and you may make $300 a day. So now you take it up to $20 a day. Now you may make $600. $30 a day, you may make $1,800. So you have to gradually take it up where it makes sense. So don't go and just put all your money, especially right away without testing, and then lose your marketing budget and then be ass out. Don't do that. Start off slow, and if you're converting at a rate where you're profitable, then you slowly ratchet that up. So that's a simple way, guys, that you can create your marketing budget. Don't go crazy, all right? Make sure that you take your time and test, and test some more. Remember, think about your entrepreneurship as you being a mad scientist. The process of deductive reasoning. Try things. If it doesn't work in your marketing, then you get rid of that. And you keep trying things till something works. And then you start trying to work on tweaking that. You may have to change a couple of things and then scaling that business. Once again, that's why copywriting is so important. So don't forget, BEBcopywritingformula.com can transform all of your ad copy to increase your conversions. And that's what it's all about, turning prospects into customers. But you have to know the formula to do that. So if you're out here struggling right now, you got a product or service and you just can't sell it, there's a reason you're not selling it. And you may not have a great product or service. It may not be in high demand, or the bottom line is you don't know how to market it. Okay. And that's what it's all about. You know, you're selling something that somebody else is selling. I don't care what you're selling. You have competitors. And the difference between a successful person in your field and you is probably the marketing. That's really what it is, guys. We're all in the marketing business. We're not in the podcast business. I'm not in the flat iron business. I'm in the marketing business. I'm competing with other people in my vertical. And if you don't know how to convert prospects into customers, you're going to be out of business. It's plain and simple. You can't build a sustainable business without being able to convert. Okay, so today we're talking about if you don't have a marketing budget, you don't need to be in business. We talked about why you want to create a marketing budget, and I just gave you how to create a marketing budget. And now I want to show you some tips to consistently generate new customers. All right, so knowing how to communicate with your customers or your audience, guys, is the key to getting more sales and more customers. So you have to know and understand the formula that makes sense for your specific market or your product and your service. And I always talk about the 5 M's: message, market, media, motivation, and measure. Message, market, media, motivation, and measure. You have to send the right message to the right market using the right media with the right motivation that can be measured. It's always about return on investment. Sometimes we have that cash flow coming in, but we don't even realize that we're not profitable. So we always have to measure. So what's your message? The right message. You have to know how to talk to your audience. Okay? What do they want? What problems do they want solved? You know, what destinations do they want to get to? They're at point A, they need to get to point B. Your product and or service is that transformation. So what is the right message? The market. Make sure you're talking to the right people, right? So if you're selling hearing aids, you're probably not going to be talking to anybody from the age of 18 to probably about 45. Okay, where's your market? Where's your target market? Make sure you can identify that. The media, you want to use the right media to connect. So if you're looking for an older demographic, you might want to advertise or market on Facebook. If you're looking for a younger demographic, TikTok and Instagram. So what media, where do they read? Where do they hang out? If it's somebody that's like in their 60s or 70s, it might be still newspaper or magazine, because they may not be technically savvy. Motivation. What's the right motivation? What is it going to take for that person to respond to your call to action? What is it going to take? What's the motivation? And this is all psychological, how you have to dig into your customer or audience psyche to understand what's going to motivate them to make a move for your call to action. Your call to action may be, hey, get this free report. It may be call for a free consultation, whatever that is. You have to have that motivation to be able to make your audience react to that call to action. And the last M is measure. You got to measure it, guys. Return on investment. I've seen clients of mine that are marketing like crazy, but once we break the numbers down, they're literally not making money. They may have money coming in and cash flow on a daily basis, but at the end of the month, when they really started figuring out, man, I spent X amount of money and this is all I bought in, they're really operating at a deficit. So you have to be able to understand your numbers and measure your return on investment. Before we get to the last segment of the show, guys, let me give you my social media contact information and my resource links. And I'm going to keep it super short today. Everything that I'm going to talk about is on the website, blackentrepreneurBlueprint.com. Make sure you utilize the website. We want it to be the resource for Black entrepreneurs. We have all types of learning content and resources for everything you need to learn. All right. But first and foremost, I mentioned my new book, A New Black Wall Street, Circulating the Black Dollar Worldwide. by building successful e-commerce businesses. Go to the website, blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. It's right on the front page. Also, I mentioned two platforms, besmartbyblack.com and hireblackfreelancers.com. They're in the process of being updated, but if you want to be notified when they're ready, or you want to put your business or your service on one of the platforms, just go to hireblackfreelancers.com or besmartbyblack.com is a landing page. Put your name and email address, and we will alert you within the next several days once both of the platforms are up and running again. I actually switched providers, so it's been a whole thing about bringing over all the content from the previous sites to this new site. Also, guys, I mentioned at the beginning of the show, BEBacademy.com. If you want to elevate your entrepreneur IQ, go to BEBacademy.com. Get 3 days free access to everything in the academy. Once again, go to the website, Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Also, if you want to build a successful, sustainable e-commerce business, pound for pound, the best course out there, Brand Builder Academy Elite, BBAElite.com. It's a 15-week implementation program from ideation all the way to selling your product on your sites and other applicable sites. Go to BBAElite.com or go to the website, blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. That's where I want y'all to go for everything, to be quite honest, unless there's something specific you just want to get. So when you go to blackentrepreneurblueprint.com, if you hit the Learn tab, you'll be able to see all the type of resources that we have. So we have learning on scaling your business, e-commerce, mindset and strategy. Anything you want to learn, then just hit the Learn button. If you want to connect with me, I'm going to give you my social media contact information now. Go to blackentrepreneurblueprint.com and hit the About button. On that page, right below my picture, I believe, somewhere on the bottom, it has all my links for social media. So once again, the best way is go to blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. The shortcut is BEBconnect.com, which takes you to the same homepage. But anything long, if you want to hit me, guys, hit me on my email, jjones@blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. That's JAYJONES at blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. Facebook, Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Twitter, JJones001, JAYJONES001. Instagram, I got two IG accounts. The first one is JJones for real, JAYJONES, the number 4, REAL. Second one is Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. YouTube, guys, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. We have additional content on YouTube that is not on the podcast. So go to YouTube, type in Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, and hit that subscribe button. LinkedIn, connect with me there, J Jones, Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. If you're on Clubhouse, hit me at I am J Jones. And I think that's pretty much it for all my social media contact information. Once again, guys, we spend a lot of time and money rebranding and updating the website. So go to blackentrepreneurblueprint.com for anything you need about entrepreneurship. We want to make that the resource for Black entrepreneurs. In this last segment, I just want to talk to you guys real quick about your marketing budget. The first thing I want you guys to do is write down what your marketing budget is. If you don't have a marketing budget, create one immediately. Okay, you're going to need it. And it could be as little as $100 a month. It could be whatever it is that you can invest. But remember, if your business is making money, you want to feed the beast. So if you have a marketing campaign or something that's working, feed money in it. Reinvest monies back into your marketing, because you don't want to be on a consistent hamster wheel. I'm not going to talk about, creating a lead generation system. I do that to ad nauseum. But you need a lead generation system and a fulfillment system. Those are the first two systems that you need. But one of the biggest components of lead generation is copywriting, being able to convert prospects into customers. So that's why BEBcopywritingformula.com was created. I had a lot of my students saying, hey, I understand lead gen, but I'm having trouble converting. So that's why I created BEBcopywritingformula.com. Once again, it's only a $37 investment, and it's a skill set that you need to have. You don't want to depend on somebody else to write your ad copy if you don't have to. Trust me, if you get a professional copywriter, man, you're going to be paying thousands of dollars for something that you can do on your own. So you just need the formula, and I have a template, and I actually have a sample of live copy that I use for one of my businesses. Okay, so you can actually copy that, mimic that, or whatever, but there's a template with all the components that you're going to need to create a winning ad copy. The objective of ad copy, guys, is conversion. You want to convert those prospects into customers. So you may have a great product, you may have a great service, you may be great at what you do, but if you can't convert, then it doesn't matter. It's a moot point. And so that's why it's so important to be able to understand the components and the formula to write good ad copy. And this isn't just coming from me. I've studied some of the greats in advertising and marketing. So in my previous life, I used to work for Gannett, which is one of the largest media companies out there. They used to own USA Today, a lot of newspapers, and a lot of media sites. And so once again, I'm used to that lingo and language. And so through my experiences working for Gannett and also being a serial entrepreneur for 20 plus years, I've understood, or I understand, the psyche of getting into customers' heads. And that's really what it's all about. It's the psychology of not what you say, but how you say it. Accentuating the things that make sense and hitting those points. Okay, and so that's the difference, guys, between a successful marketing campaign and an unsuccessful marketing campaign. So if you need to level up your game, your marketing game, go to BEBcopywritingformula.com. It's only a $37 investment. So we're about to close it on out, guys. And once again, I say this each and every week, but it's the truth. Guys, we get more and more downloads because of you, the BEB family. I appreciate you guys so much. Please continue to spread the word about the podcast, the blog, the ecosystem, the new website. Make sure you guys check it out. BlackEntrepreneurBlueprint.com. Utilize it, guys. There's resources on there specifically for us. That's why the site, the whole ecosystem was created, because we want to level up our entrepreneur IQ. We want to elevate it. And that's what all BEB is about. It's about elevating your entrepreneur IQ. Now, remember, it ain't about me, guys. It's not about you. It's about us. It's about building an economic power base in the worldwide Black community by building and supporting Black-owned businesses. Love you guys. See you same time next week. Peace.